All right, first thank you, Zhao, for setting this up, and to the hosts at Orange. This is great. I think a lot of people actually showed up, so I'm quite happy with it. So what I want to do is give an update on Adhearsion. Adhearsion is actually an open source Ruby web development framework that a gentleman by the name of Jay Phillips started developing back in 2006. We actually started a company around this platform, and it actually became a part of Voxeo Labs, and is now an open source project actually sponsored by Voxeo Labs. And what it really is if people have heard of Ruby on Rails is a web development framework. So what Ruby on Rails is to the web, Adhearsion is to telephony development with Asterisk. So it's a full stack framework that handles all the synchronous and asynchronous capabilities of Asterisk, and really gives you a full, easy way to actually develop applications within Ruby specifically for telephony. So just quickly how it works. Today it supports Asterisk. We're looking on the roadmap to actually support other platforms like FreeSwitch, other cloud platforms like Tropo and Moho and these items as well. And effectively within the Asterisk world, you've got the ability to plug into the various APIs that are there. AGI, which is the synchronous platform, and AMI, which is asynchronous. And then you get all the benefits that you get with all the different libraries and development capabilities that are out there with Ruby. And so with that, you can also plug it into Rails applications. Of course, Rails is a very popular web development framework, so if you've already been developing there, you can actually just plug this in beside it, and you start having telephony applications actually driven from your Rails logic as well. And then, of course, all the database capabilities, talking out to the cloud in various ways, etc. So what I want to do is just take 5 minutes here to give a quick update, because after a bit of a hiatus, because we've been focusing on Tropo and Moho and the other platforms within Voxeo Labs, is we've actually been working with the community and have done a recent release. In fact, it was just done last week, so the 0.8.4 release. And the big thing we came out there was Asterisk 1.6 support. Previously, it had only really been on Asterisk 1.4. There have been some patches out there for it to work on later versions. And now it actually runs on what is the latest release version of Asterisk. Also added active LDAP support capability as well for authentication purposes with the platform, so you can actually do authentication through your phone system, etc. And then, of course, lots of bug fixes and enhancements, etc. So we have a 0.8.5 release scheduled for August 2010. And with that, we're looking at just verifying Asterisk 1.8 support, which is the latest release that's going to be coming out from the Digium open source community. And with that, we're hoping it is just a verification. Supposedly it's just like 1.6, etc., so we should be in good shape. We're working on Ruby 1.9 compatibility. Right now it works on Ruby 1.8 and JRuby, which is the Java implementation that Adam was talking about before. Also working on bundler support, which is a way of actually packaging up Ruby libraries within the Ruby world. That makes it a lot easier to deploy and do these things. And then, of course, something that Jay really drove into the platform from the early days is very good unit testing, integration testing, and just ensuring we continue to have broad coverage there. And the key thing I actually wanted to announce here is we're actually having the first Adhearsion conference in August here in the San Francisco area. And there we are effectively planning the real handover from Jay and all the work that he's been doing, because he's now actually working at Pivotal Labs, which is a premier Ruby development shop here in San Francisco. So we're actually holding this where we're going to have a 2-day period of a continuous hacking session, pair programming session, interspersed with talks, how people are using the platform, how they're using Asterisk, agree and establish other roadmap items as well. We have a few locations tentatively planned where we're going to be doing this, but we'll be releasing on the Voxeo Labs blog here in the next few days where it's going to be at, and the ability to sign up and start getting people to actually be ready for it. So anyone interested, please mark your calendars. All right, thank you. Oh, any questions? Can I ask? All right. Yes, go ahead.
Is it, it's a framework, but it works with Rails, so it's really kind of a framework extension to Rails? Is that a way to think about it?
What it really does from a Rails perspective is it integrates at the model layer. So effectively, if you're doing a Rails application well, where you have thin controllers and fat models, which is putting all of your business logic in models, Adhearsion can actually extract reference those models directly. So everything you've done at the model layer, dealing with your database and business logic, Adhearsion just sucks those in and then can actually drive your telephony applications as well. So it's not at the viewer controller layer, it's really at the model layer on that side. Back there.
Yeah, who's currently using this in production?
Well, there's a lot of different applications that are out there. One that I just found out about recently is AlertPay. AlertPay is actually the PayPal of Canada, for example. They're actually using Adhearsion for all of their front office services, IVR.